He's coming back to Green Bay. The contract situation, I know you have disputed that. So I think that will be fun to watch how that all plays out.
How about them having to retract it now? And then
have they actually retracted it?
Couple
people have. They're still going to run with it. I think they're still going to run with it because
have to.
Hey, we got a good 15-minute A block on this.
It's over. It's gone now because people saw that pop up first. So no matter what happens, that's his contract.
Well, and that's kind of my issue with the entire thing because in the actual news, like, hey, no deal. There is no deal in place currently, but there is said to be a cap-friendly deal on the way. How?
Where did Ian get his numbers from? That's the question.
So that's what I'm thinking. Like Ian Rappaport then reported 3 minutes afterwards. I believe I didn't look. I mean, who's looking?
No. Yeah.
The Packers and MVP quarterback Aaron Rodgers have agreed to terms on a 4-year, $200 million deal that makes him the highest paid player in NFL history, sources say. He gets a whopping $153 million guaranteed, and his cap number goes down. A monstrous commitment by Green Bay. Congrats, Ian! Yeah. But if you look at the final line, I think you know where you're getting the information from. A monstrous commitment by Green Bay for years to come. And since Ian's been in this insider game for so long, everybody ran with it. But I hate to break it to everybody. Like, we just learned we could do the X thing today. So we are going to use it more often, I assume. Zito, that a baby's eat. But the whole thought, I actually asked Source Sis very close to the situation, and that deal might have been presented, but that doesn't mean that is the deal that was okayed, because I believe from my source Sis, like taking a cap-friendly deal with, to bring people back was always paramount in the decision-making. That's why a few weeks ago when it said he's commanding to be the highest paid player in the NFL by a wide margin, and then all the narrative started building. This guy all year says he just wants a little bit more respect and to be heard, and he wants to do punch of karma. Really, in the end of the day, he's a selfish prick, and it's all for negotiating tactics, and he's trying to cripple the Packers with the contract that he's getting. So I just sent him a text. First time I texted him, I don't know where we're talking. Hey, just real quick, are you like demanding to be the highest paid player in this entire thing? Categorically false.
Okay.
Thank you. Perfect. All right, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna explain to people how this narrative gets painted. If you remember, that was Journalism 101 day.
That's right.
Where I'm not a big J journalist, but I said, boom, here's a report on Rich Eisen's show. Bang, that clip is taken over to here. Look at the headline at the bottom. Here's what this person says. And by the way, hook, line, and sinker, it works. Here's what people in the Packers fan base are now saying about Aaron because of this. Boom, and it just continues. Then the next day, bang, it goes, just continues to go. So whenever Ian Rappaport reports the 4-year, $200 million deal alongside talking that he's going back to the Packers, for them, it's like, justification. We knew this was the entire thing. And it's like, that is not what my source says have said and are saying today. It's just a wild game, isn't it? I mean, it's a wild game, AJ.
Yeah, it is. And it's just like anything. Like once the headline is out there, like old school newspapers, when people used to read those things, like whatever's on the front page, if it's a headline and it's not true, it doesn't matter. And 85% of the people saw that headline, and that sticks in their brain forever, even if there's a retraction on the front page the next day, which the retraction is always on the 10th page or whatever. So it's just how it works.
Isn't it awesome the retraction is, no, he's actually not getting fucking 200.
Which is kind of it's a big part of it too, because as you've been saying, like the narrative that they're painting that he's selfish and, he's going to take all the money and you're not going to be able to re-sign all these people. Like, no, that's why the fact that that's not a done deal is a big part of this story.
Okay, so you just confirmed. Did you hear that from your source?
That what?
Says
what, that he hasn't signed this 4-year deal that's out there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely don't think he's done anything with that.
Okay. Hey, my source said the same. Mm-hmm. So multiple sources have, have told multiple people around the media landscape that's all bullshit. Isn't it amazing? That's amazing to me.
Yeah, it is pretty amazing, I guess. And it's still out there, though, right?
I don't know. We're going to find out. We'll watch it today.
We'll see. I guess what the thing is, whatever he does sign, whatever the deal looks like, will they compare it to that deal that we put out there and like, oh, well, it's basically the same thing, right? No matter what it looks like.
Well, and that's what we had to always say, because whenever the demanding to be the highest paid player, like that's a narrative.
He's
going to get paid.
People are serious though. Are people serious that they feel like Aaron's number one priority is money?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
I think a lot of people think that.
And
whatever your initial whatever your opinions may be from the outside looking in or watching him on this show or interviews, if you don't like him, if you were able to step back for a second, you could tell all right, in his list of priorities, I don't believe money is the number one priority by any means in any decision he ever makes.
So in my eyes, the reason why, that narrative is probably something that he doesn't love. It's not just because he looks like a bad teammate with that narrative being pushed, like his friends aren't going to be able to get paid and stick around, and his teammates aren't going to be able to make money, and they're not going to be able to build a roster around him. That obviously is something, if I was the source, I would not be happy about. Like, hey, that's not what I'm about. I feel like I've talked ad nauseum about that not being the case. But also the human he is now, right? Like he's like saying he's only about money is like a direct shot at the soul, that he is. Like, right? I think like that's a double.
His hippie vagabond lifestyle now. You're right.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So that's why I think like all of this stuff going out there, it's like you're taking a shot at him as a teammate, and then you're also taking a direct shot at literally who he is as a human right now. Yeah. And you can see how that would have went too, by the way. This show doesn't exist.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it would have kept going.
PFF Brad, he heard that there's no deal in place as well.
Wow. Okay, there we go.
I saw that on a tweet.
Okay.
Can believe it.
PFF Brad heard that, and Schneidman, shout out to Schneidman as well.
Yeah.
But I guess that wouldn't have been.
Hey, Pat, what if all of a sudden he signs a 4-year, $260 million deal? It's like, no, it's actually bigger than that.
I'd be so happy for him. I'd be so happy if he got 260 M's. But also, I would have to come back and apologize to everybody. I'd say,
no, you're still right. You're still correct that deal wasn't the deal.
True.
As long as it's cap friendly.
And now Aaron has tweeted, hey, everyone, just wanted to clear some things up. Yes, I will be playing with the Packers next year. However, reports about me signing a contract are inaccurate, as are the supposed terms of the contract I signed. I'm very excited to be back. Flex, #year 18. A little hard out there. You know what I mean? He's doing this one right here. I love you guys.
Love you, 12.
Love you guys. Once again, this prima donna put out a tweet explaining his situation. What an asshole this guy is. By the way, very nice of him to allow me to break the news earlier.
Do you think so? Like now, are people going to start retracting this stuff like officially, or no? Like more people?
Nope.
Or do you think it's still fuck it?
No way, dude. No way.
And the general public, that like AJ said earlier, that number's already in their head. He's making $50 million, no matter what it is.
People just hear the number. You hear Aaron Rodgers getting $200 million tomorrow. Like that's all they hear.
And even the people who aren't necessarily against him getting that, like the business people out there, like, hey, good deal for Aaron. He's getting $200 million, and then that leads to somebody else going, but I thought he wanted like a better team around him. That doesn't sound like that conversation just happens now.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
So even the people that don't necessarily talk about hating the deal or anything like that, they're still talking about the number out there because it is huge. And by the way, probably worth more than that.
Yeah.
If you start looking at the numbers that people are getting, the amount of money that's dumping in to the NFL, with Apple about to get on board, Amazon already on board, Facebook's probably going to get in game. Why wouldn't Netflix or Google get involved as well if the other members of FANG are getting involved in the biggest league in the world? He's probably worth more than that. But the whole narrative is that this is all this guy wanted. And that narrative is one of an asshole who is literally holding a franchise hostage with his decision, right? That is that paints that entire image. And I'm done with it. I don't like it. Yes, do I view him as a friend? I think so. I don't think we're like the closest of friends. We don't talk. I'm nowhere near as close to him as AJ, but I think we're a friendly, positive. If this was happening to your friend, and from the person you know, and what the person did for you, and you saw this, and it was all blatant bullshit, would you not want to say like, hey, this is bullshit? So like, I feel like that is something that I have to do. Like I have to do it. I have to say it because I just don't think I think it's bullshit. I honestly believe it's bullshit, AJ.
Yeah, I think it's good. I mean, obviously you you saying it's a lot better than Aaron coming out and trying to defend himself. And I think you definitely are affected more than he is by all of this chatter around him. I think he's used to having that surrounding his whole life at all times. But going back to the deal.
Hey, being friends with this guy is exhausting. Yo, listen, you fucking ass, stop talking about this dude like that. Is he not proved he's not like that? I need to just kind of figure out how to bury. I've always naturally been that human, I think. Need to bury that and suppress that and just understand that Aaron's a different beast for whatever reason.
Man, it's all right. It's all right. You can keep it. It's fine. I think it's justified what you're doing. But when they talked about this supposed contract that he was going to sign, they were hyping it up before saying, oh, a potential market-altering QB deal is going to change the QB market. Well, yeah, of course. Any deal that a quarterback signs is going to be a market-altering deal, correct? Like, that's the next highest-paid dude.
Yeah, unless you're on a rookie – unless you're getting drafted. That's it.